For weeks, let's be honest, all eyes have been glued to the standoff between Iran and Israel. But what if the next huge flashpoint is actually brewing thousands of kilometers away? Today, we're diving into some source material that suggests the entire map of this conflict could be redrawn in a way that, well, almost nobody sees coming.
And yeah, this slide gets right to the heart of it. We're not talking about a small escalation here. This is a potential rewriting of the entire conflict. The question being asked is just staggering. Could Pakistan, a nuclear-armed power, really be the next nation dragged into this?
So a question that dangerous, where does it even come from? Let's trace it back to the source and see what's going on.
You can see it right here. The source material doesn't beat around the bush. It makes this incredibly bold claim that there's a direct pivot happening away from that Iran-Israel dynamic we've all been watching. It's proposing that the entire theater of war could literally be shifting.
Okay, but this is where the story takes a really sharp turn. Because this isn't some rumor coming out of a foreign think tank or an intelligence agency. No, the source is really clear that this fear, this whole narrative, is actually growing from a very specific and, frankly, unexpected place.
And this is the critical part you have to understand. The source claims this isn't an external threat assessment. Instead, this fear is reportedly growing inside Pakistan. Now that completely changes the context, doesn't it? It suggests this might be just as much about internal perception as it is about any external reality.
And just look at the specific language that's reportedly fueling all this anxiety. It's not vague at all. We're talking about claims of a highly unconventional attack. The idea that missiles have already been pivoted, that this has created a perilous crisis. The wording is so absolute, it paints a picture of imminent, undeniable danger.
Okay, wow, those are some terrifying claims for sure. But just as it lays them all out, the source material does something pretty interesting. It pivots. It actually shifts from just reporting on these fears to investigating them, asking, what's really going on here?
So we come right back around to that central question. By framing it this way, the source is signaling to us that there's more to the story than just the initial panic. This is the moment we shift from just alarm to some careful analysis.
And this is where you can really see the full picture. On one side, you have these dramatic, absolute claims. But now, look at how the source itself actually talks about them. Targeting becomes an apprehension. A certain attack gets reframed as a question. A definitive statement is immediately followed by the need to uncover the truth. All of a sudden, you realize this isn't a story about an attack, it's a story about the story of an attack.
So, what are we really looking at then? It's not a confirmed military plan. It's the anatomy of a fear. It's an exploration of a rising anxiety happening within Pakistan. And it's all focused on the perception of a threat, which, as we know in geopolitics, can be just as powerful as any missile.
Which leaves us with a much bigger question, doesn't it? In a world of non-stop information warfare, how much does a fear even need to be real before it starts creating its own reality? It's a critical reminder that sometimes the most powerful weapon in a conflict isn't a bomb, but the story you can get people to believe.